JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean's final batch is finally released after almost a year, and it's been a long journey as a JoJo fan for 4 years. The series has been a big part of my life from middle school to now high school. I always saw Part 6 as a weak link to all of the rest of the JoJo parts, but the anime does its justice and redeems one of the most underrated parts of JoJo's. I won't spend too much time on the Dio-san arc. It's not because the fights weren't good or anything. It's really because of the last couple of arcs really do outshine the Dio-san's arc. Now, before we get into this video, I want to say I thank you guys for all of the support that I've been getting from all these videos, and I just want to thank all of you once again. But yeah, if you guys do enjoy this episode, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. So let's get right into the video. Now, I'm going to be really skipping ahead to basically the last couple of arcs, but the last arc of Stone Ocean really showed us how Dio really won in the end. If you think about it, he attained heaven. Technically, he didn't attain heaven, but even though he was killed in Stardust Crusaders, he still achieved what he wanted. The final battle was truly perfect. I wasn't sure if they could really portray the final battle as intended, but they really did capture the perfection they needed for the battle. The animation was amazing when Pucci got Made in Heaven. Now, Made in Heaven is probably one of my favorite stands, just because of how cool the stand design was and how amazing the standability is. But it really showed how when the universal reset happens, none of them are there. But you can really tell that the animators did such a good job at animating Pucci and just how well they really did it in the clip. Oh no, you only got to saw him for 2 seconds. Like, it shows you well the animators did their job. One of my favorite moments in this batch is probably the My Name is Emporio, because it's so emotional to all of the audiences, no matter who you are. It really is something that is probably the most emotional panel or scene you will see in JoJo's. You could tell that Emporio was really filled with guilt just by the look of his face. It was first you see a little slide panel, really like a JoJo fan animation. They do a manga edit, right? It kind of looks like that, but it's in the Araki style that he would do it. I really felt like I was watching the manga instead of an actual anime. Not in a bad way, as in like the animation was terrible. I felt like it captured what no anime has done before, that it really felt like the source material. That's what it felt like. And JoJo's is probably one of the only animes that I've actually had an actual emotion to, especially at the end where it actually made me cry quite a bit. It was just so sad, but so calming at the same time, knowing that the JoJo universe is finally finished. Or the main universe, at least. And I feel like the reason why you get that emotion is because you've spent so many years with these characters, building their characteristics, their character development, and it's just so amazing to see how far David Productions really went with this, and how Araki's dream really became, well, perfect. A really nice touch to the anime is actually where the end screen happens. You know where it says Stone Ocean End? I'll put it on screen now. It actually adds Foo Fighters, and in the manga, as of right now, they probably will change it in the hardcover, because they do that sometimes. But Foo Fighters was actually in the manga, and the fandom was all like, oh hey, why isn't Foo Fighters here? So they basically added Foo Fighters, which is a really nice touch to show that David Productions really does care about all the fans and JoJo's itself. It's really nice to see. There's also a little thing that actually happens. It's really touching, I guess. I'm not sure who really did this, if it was like David Productions' decision or Netflix's decision, but when you actually finish the episode, when you get all the way to the end, it'll say next episode, and it goes all the way back to Phantom Blood episode 1, which is really nice because it shows how much a full circle, and you can see all the resemblances in the final opening. You see Dio taking the place of Jonathan, and Jolene in the place of Dio. I feel like that should be reversed, but it's really weird. But it's really nice to see those resemblances. And there's just all those callbacks to every single opening, really, except for probably Part 5's opening. But it's just, you see the entire bloodline, it's just perfect. And the final battle was just so amazingly animated, including the Emporio fight with Bucci, where he uses heavy weather or weather report. It's just amazing. The animation for Emporio's fight was beautiful, okay? It was probably one of my favorite fights in the entire batch, most likely. And it just blew my mind away. Too late to do that, and he knows that there's no way to go back now. Now at the end, at the very end of the episode, it'll say, after it says Stone Ocean End, right? How it always does for each part. You can't go to the next episode in Netflix. It'll actually let you sit through the credit scene, and probably one of the most iconic music in JoJo's plays. Now, a lot of people thought it was going to be What a Wonderful World that was going to play, because the episode is called What a Wonderful World, or something like that. And I'm pretty sure that was the original plan, but also it's copyright. So, they played the song Roundabout by Yes. Now, that song is the To Be Continued song. The very first ending, outro music for part 1. It was beautifully done. I really started tearing up because as it's going through the credit scene, you see the silhouette of Jonathan and Danny playing around, and then it goes to a next scene. It goes to Caesar and Joseph, and then the next is the Stardust Crusaders, and then the next it's the Mario Fighters, and then it goes to the Bucciarati gang, and then it goes all the way to the end of Stone Ocean. That scene probably was one of the most touching scenes I've ever felt. It was just so surreal, and it really marked the end of an era, and I'm really glad that Araki got to see his creation planned out really well by an animation team. I'm so glad that he was able to see that, and now it's just not a manga or pictures. It's now like a full-fledged anime that people worked really hard on. The ending of Stone Ocean was probably the best it could be portrayed. And I'm really glad that that happened, because I feel like without the ending being that good, it just wouldn't feel right to a lot of the fans that don't actually read the manga and see how amazing it was. And JoJo's really did have the perfect ending. I want to thank you guys for watching to this end. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time, hopefully before part 7.